Hello and welcome to my Verity Inside Made Easy trying to explain video. So it makes it easy for you and for your teammates if you're starting out or if you want to understand it more or be more comfortable or whatsoever. So, Verity, you have a dissection pod and you have three people on the inside. Before you start the encounter as a whole, obviously your whole team is going to need different ghosts. So everyone's ghost is different. So you know whose ghost is who and um, you need to get different outfits. So you want to be as different as to someone else. So you can easily see on the statues which one you are and which one your teammates are. If you've got that all together, we are good to go. If you look inside the arena, you'll kind of see something like this. On the left side, you see a square, a circle, and a triangle. You will be calling that out to your teammates because the person on the outside wants to do the right dissection. So we have a square on the left, circle on the middle, and a triangle on the right. Easy as it is. You're going to be the square. And in the inside, what you want to do is you want to create a key, or however your teammates already call it, but you need to make a key to get out of the room which is sealed off with glass, so to speak. How you're going to leave the room is every person needs to carry all three shapes with them. It sounds very simple, but there's a lot of factors that can ruin that. But every person has to leave with all three shapes on them. How are you going to get the three shapes? That completely differs to some RNG and other stuff. But normally, as you go in, you look left, middle, right, you call it out to your teammate, and you look which ones of the statue you are. This point, we are square. So as a square, I call this my base. That's my base shape. As a square, I will be needing a circle and a triangle. The base shape of circle will be needing a square and a triangle. And as a triangle, as a base triangle, you want to get a circle and a square. That means that all three people have all three shapes to leave the room. Let's say you start the encounter, you are the square. You started with one square and one circle. The circle person starts with a circle and a triangle, and the triangle person starts with a square and a triangle. You can see these shapes on the back wall of your inside arena. They will be flashing, so every time it will pop to either a square or circle. What that means is there are two knights in the room. If you kill a knight, that knight will drop one of your two shapes. Easy as this. So you have two knights, you can kill two, and the knights will drop one of the two shapes. Now, I am a square, and I want to give everyone my square, but I'm missing one. So what you're going to do is you're going to kill a knight, and that first knight drops a square. Let's do the hardest one as first. Okay, so it drops a square. You do not pick up the square because you want to keep that inside your arena. You kill the other knight, and boom, that knight drops a circle. You pick up that circle, you're the square, and you give it to the circle person. So that means this person has now two circles, which is perfect. The circle person will do the exact same. His knight dropped a triangle. He will give the triangle to the triangle person, and for the triangle person, his knight, one of the two, drops a square. He picks up that square and gives it to the square person. Okay, so now that means that every one of you is doubled up on your own shape. The only thing you have to do now is give one person each of your shape. So if I, as a triangle, give one to a circle, sorry, if I'm a square and I give a square to the circle person, and I give a square to the triangle person, I'm fully distributed. So I've given away all my shapes. If the other people do the same thing, so the circle gives one to the square and the circle gives one to the triangle. Super chill. Do you see what is happening at this moment? Is if the triangle does the exact same and he gives one of his shapes to the square and he gives one of his shapes to the circle. And what you can see now is everyone with their base form has all three shapes and they are available to leave. So let's make another example. So I'll put everything back as it is and then the two squares over there. Right, put this one back. Let's say we get sent in again for round two. And in round two, you do the callouts and they're going to be triangle, square, and circle. What also can happen is that one person starts encounter being doubled up, and two people start without being doubled up. It is very nice for the person who's already doubled up because this person is ready to distribute both their shapes to the other people. But before the triangle starts distributing, you want to make sure that your other two teammates are also aligned with their right shapes. So what they're going to do, kill their knights. We are triangle. They're going to kill their knights, and the circle will give his square to the square, and the square will give his circle to the circle. At this point, all three of you are aligned to give away your shapes once more. But the triangle just had a little bit of a different approach because in this encounter, communication is key, and you don't want to, for example, as if you're impatient as a triangle, and these people are swapping the shapes. There's only two knights available in your room, and for example, I gave um, I gave the circle, but I also your other teammate gave a triangle to the circle. That will mean that this person has three shapes in his room, and that can be quite confusing because you want to get doubled up, and someone sends you a triangle and you accidentally pick it up. You'll have to get rid of both shapes and start over, and you lose a lot of time. So that's why we also always try to be communicative, and you don't want to quickly, like over hastily do it, because then people are going to make mistakes, and that's just very annoying because you know what to do, but it just goes wrong, and that just happens. But back to getting everything aligned. So you waited patiently. I'm the triangle, square, and the circle. Everyone is doubled up. Perfect. You will also, after six inside swaps, so if six swaps on the inside have happened, you will get the witness phase. So keep that in mind. This is very valuable information because if you by any chance happen to keep a shape or something, it might glitch the encounter or bug it out, or you don't get a knight. So we had the witness phase and we're ready to make our keys. What we're going to do again is I send my triangle to square, and I give one triangle to circle. The circle gives away one circle to the triangle and one circle to the square. The square will give one square to the triangle and one to the circle, and there you go. Everyone now has the key to be able to leave the inside. The last thing you can get, which is probably the most easy one, is if we reset it again. Let's see. We reset it again. This one goes back, and we are going to have circle, triangle, and square. This happens more often than you would think. But you start the encounter, you look at the inside callouts, you give those to your teammates, and what do you think? You look at your back wall, and Let's say this time we are the triangles, and everyone calls out the most perfect thing, which means everyone is doubled up. There is a good chance that you can get this. So you have no doubled up, one person doubled up, or everyone doubled up. If everyone is doubled up, it is very easy. You immediately just send everyone their keys or shapes to get out. Because what you do, I'm a triangle, I give one to the circle and one to the square. As a circle, I give one to the triangle and one to the square. And as the square, you give one to the triangle and one to the circle. And then everyone has all three shapes again. Try it out yourself, try it out with friends. You might fail a couple of times, but if you get this very comfortably and have good communication, it makes the Verity Inside encounter very, very easy.